The next award is Keeping the Community Entertained, sponsored by Sky. Now, with pubs closed, many of us missed our social lives. Not being able to meet up in the pub and see friends was tough for a lot of us. But the pubs in this category made sure we had the opportunity to tap into what makes our pubs special in one way or another. And the finalists are the FLEECE Inn, Bretforton, Worcestershire; MACGREGOR'S Bar, Inverness; Phoenix Arts Club, Soho, London; the Ring Bells, Compton Martin, Somerset; the Swan, Windsor, Berkshire; and the two Brewers, Clapham, London. To announce the winner, please welcome the Managing Director of Sky Business, Simon Raggett.
On behalf of the whole team here at Sky, I am absolutely delighted to be able to announce that for providing online gigs, book clubs, sewing groups and even bedtime stories, the Keeping the Community Entertained Award goes to the Swan. Congratulations.
Let's take a look at the all-important winner.
So the Friends of the Swan is a committee of 7 people who plan and drive a lot of the events that happen in and around the pub and are responsible for the communications with the community and keeping everybody together. But then there's actually the wider group. So there's, for example, a weekday warriors group. So they're all the guys who come down and volunteer and do all the building work and are continuing the renovations.
I came in on day one and helped start stripping out the place, right back to basics. And then we started putting it all back together again. So the plaster work and the flooring and everything, I've been involved in every little bit in this bar area, which is quite satisfying. Learned a few extra skills along the way, which is good.
So the pub is a community hub, so we have 3 key areas to the pub. So there's the pub itself, obviously, the community and also the school.
The pub represents a way for our pupils who are over the age of 16 to get some real life experience and plug into a community. So when they go into unusual circumstances, they've built their resilience because coming from our setting in our lower school, which is a very small, nurturing school, to go into a college with 1,500 kids or a workplace, they found that very difficult. And so it's to keep our pupils supported, but give them the actual skills that you need to succeed in life. And that's not necessarily just qualifications, they're personal skills, and we focus on resilience, organisation, initiative, teamwork, community and communication.
So the three aspects are all completely intertwined. You can't have the pub without the school or the school without the pub, and the community of course crosses all of that because the kids come from the community. The book club moved very quickly to a virtual setting, and I think they actually increased their membership and increased the number of meetings they were having.
Hello, welcome to another edition of Rachel Reads. Today I'm going to be reading you a story called Dinosaurs and All That Rubbish by Michael Foreman. Hope you enjoy it.
So I gathered together lots of my favourite books and started reading stories, did little films, sent them through, they went on to our social media pages.
Flowers and trees spread like a smile around the world.
We'd chosen a local charity to support for 2020, which was the Family Friends.
And one of the things that's really important to us as a local charity is that we have an awareness and a foothold and a support amongst local people that live in the community that we're trying to work with, and that's why it's such a fantastic opportunity for us to work with them and hopefully them to work with us.
Talking about having a bingo night in the pub, and that became online bingo. Quiz night in the pub is a really popular night, and so that was the next thing to move online. Yeah, so Mark and Sheridan, who are also volunteers and part of the school here, and musicians as well, they were due to start their Sunday sessions playing in the courtyard here, but then so we decided to transfer those to being Facebook Live gigs. We were a strong community when we started this project. We weren't quite sure how the community would come together, and we were amazed at how it all happened, and the pub came together to open in the first place, and then obviously we had to close, but the community has absolutely come back stronger than ever. It's just proved that the pub needs the community and the community needs the pub.